the major key and its chords. In any major key, there are 7 naturally occurring 3-note chords, each with a unique sound and function, one built on each note of the major scale. These chords can be used to build chord progressions that support the melodies in a major key. Here's the C major scale. We can build a chord on each of these 7 notes by simply stacking thirds, playing every other note for 2 notes. Doing so, we get the following 7 chords of the key. 1 is a major chord, 2 is a minor chord, 3 is a minor chord, 4 is a major chord, 5 is a major chord, 6 is a minor chord, and 7 is a diminished chord. This is the order of chords for all major keys: major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. In C major we have the chords C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, and B diminished. In the key of A major we have the chords A major, B minor, C sharp minor, D major, E major, F sharp minor, and G sharp diminished. Notice that this order of chords is the same from one major key to the next. We use Roman numerals to represent these chords. Uppercase is for major chords, and lowercase for minor and diminished chords. Sometimes the degree symbol is added to diminished chords for clarity. Here are the Roman numerals for the 7 3-note chords. Each of these 7 chords has its own function. The 1 chord is the tonic chord for the key. It's built on the root or keynote. This chord is home. The 2 chord is the supertonic. This chord pushes away from the tonic. It represents the beginning of a journey or story, and it does so with a minor tone. The 3 chord is the mediant. This chord functions as a place of temporary rest or as a secondary home with a slightly darker minor tone than the 6 chord. The 4 chord is the subdominant. This chord also pushes away from the tonic. It represents the beginning of a journey or story, but it does so with a major tone. The 5 chord is the dominant chord. This chord pulls toward home with a major tone. The 5 chord resolving to the 1 chord gives us the most powerful resolution found in music. The 6 chord is the submediant. This chord also functions as a place of temporary rest or as a secondary home, but with a slightly brighter minor tone than the 3 chord. The 7 chord is the leading tone, as it has the leading tone as its root. Leading tones create a sense of gravity as they pull or lead toward a note a half step away, in this case, toward the tonic of the key. This chord pulls toward home, but with its characteristic diminished quality. The use of Roman numerals makes it easier for us to understand and create chord progressions. Describing a chord progression by its Roman numerals and its key empowers us with valuable information. Let's look at an example. Here's a 3-chord progression: E minor, A major, D major. How much information does this provide? If we convert this progression to Roman numerals plus the key, we get a 2-5-1 in the key of D. In this way, we know not only the key that the progression is in, but also the function of each chord within the progression. Using Roman numerals to represent chords also makes it easier to transpose or change keys, allowing us to move a chord progression to any key we choose with relative ease. For example, if we start with the chord progression B minor, D major, F sharp minor, A major, and we wanted to transpose this to the key of D major, we would need to determine its current key and then move each chord over. But if we use Roman numerals, the same chord progression can be described as a 2-4-6-1 in the key of A major. We can now transpose the progression or the song by simply changing the key, and we get a 2-4-6-1 in the key of D major. By using this method, moving the song from one key to another is greatly simplified. Here are the 7 naturally occurring 3-note chords with their Roman numerals and functional names. These 7 chords can be used to construct progressions that support any melody built with the 7 notes of any major key or its major scale.